absolutely zero problems in the present moment. In the now, there are no problems. The now is happy, it is peaceful, it is flowing. If you feel angry, if you feel resentful, if you feel regretful, if you feel sad, if you feel anxious, that means you are living in the future or the past. Because right now, what problems do you have? If you are somebody that is experiencing prolonged depression, prolonged anxiety, have you ever thought that maybe you just got comfortable living in the past, or comfortable living in the worst possible outcome of your future? When you tell yourself a story so many times, when you play a story so many times in your mind gets used to it. That story becomes its comfort zone. And your subconscious mind will always try to keep you in your comfort zone. It will always try to validate your comfort zone. It's important to know that your subconscious mind learns from repetition and emotion. Your subconscious mind also makes 95% of your decisions. So if you are somebody, which I used to do this as well, that is always playing the worst moments of their past, the most painful, the most horrific, the most traumatic, sitting here playing it in your head, questioning every part of it, you are replaying those emotions. You are repeating that story. Your mind cannot tell when you're lying to it. Your mind can't tell the fake from the real. If you are sitting here playing that in your head 24/7, that is what your mind believes it is living in. And this story will begin to live in your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind will start behaving and making decisions as if they were actually living that life. And that's how so many of you are always recreating your trauma. I remember there was a time that I was always dating the most abusive people, and I never understood it because I didn't know they were abusive originally. I didn't. I thought they were so sweet, so kind, but they were honestly just comfortable. And they were comfortable because I had an abusive father. And my parents just kind of neglected me, didn't treat me as well and as lovingly as a child needs. And as I replayed all those traumatic moments in my head, I identified with them. I felt so much emotion from them. That just became my story. My first boyfriend was somebody that abused me sexually, abused me verbally, cheated on me. My next boyfriend did the same. My next boyfriend after that physically abused me. You'll notice that you will almost start craving more and more pain, even if you don't realize it. And that relationship was the longest. That man almost killed me. But I did everything for him. I felt so addicted to him. I didn't feel like I could ever leave that man. And it was simply because my subconscious mind was so comfortable in the pain. But I didn't feel comfortable. I did not feel comfortable. I felt so miserable. I felt like I wanted to die. And it's crazy. Because at the same time, being without him, as happy as it made me feel, as enlightened as it made me feel, it would just be this part of me just begging, longing for him. And I now know that was a part of me that was so comfortable in his pain. And for those of you that are so anxious, because this is also a problem that I struggled with, many of you are creating a future out of your past trauma as well. You are literally, let me explain it to you like this, okay? The brain's consciousness in general is a controlled hallucination. Your brain can't see, can't smell, can't feel. All it can do is predict and guess based off of past knowledge, past experiences, the things it knows. we also know that we can't control the future. We also can't predict the future. No matter how perfect a plan is, no matter how amazing you try to predict things off of science, off of whatever the fuck you're trying to predict them off of, it seems that the universe will always have its own plans, and they will always beat yours. You're not stronger than the universe, baby. I hate to tell it. I hate to tell you. I hate to break it to you. But the universe is going to do what the fuck it wants to do, whether you try to predict it or not. And it's crazy because although the universe will always do what it wants to do, you are creating your own reality. You are only going to see the things that you want to see. You're only going to do the things that you want to do. And just like you can't control the universe, I mean, nobody can control you. You're going to see what you want to see. You're going to do what you want to do. And since those of you that are so anxious are literally operating, not even those, everybody is operating from their past experiences, seeing life from their past experiences and the past knowledges that they know. When you try to create a future or predict a future off of that, you are predicting a future of pain. Because if you are anxious, I'm guessing you're making a future that isn't the best possible outcome. And that's because you identify with your past still. You haven't accepted it. You are still reliving it. And instead of maybe replaying the past memories, you instead create a future that has that same pain, has those same painful memories in it. And in doing so, your subconscious mind is living in that made up story of your future. And therefore will make decisions to validate it, and will make decisions to eventually create the worst possible outcome. You literally create your worst fears. Just as people that live in the past and are depressed create their worst and most painful memories. The only way to get over anxiety, the only way to get over depression, and I know a lot of you talk about how it's a chemical imbalance in your brain and things like that. Well, we know for a fact you can change your brain chemistry. A lot of you just don't want to believe it because it's very hard to acknowledge that you cause your own pain. It's very hard to acknowledge that you don't have to live this way. You've just been choosing to. But I can tell you, as somebody that was very suicidal for most of my life, as somebody that self-harmed, as somebody that was so fucking depressed, as somebody that was so anxious they couldn't even speak to people at all, and it made my fucking life miserable for it. It was crazy because I was so anxious to speak to people because I was so worried that people wouldn't like me. And in not speaking to people, I made everybody hate me. I literally got bullied out of my school. Just once again goes to show you, you were creating your worst fears. But as somebody that has lived through all that, as somebody that has beat all that, I'm here to tell you, the way to get over it is to accept it. Accept everything that ever hurt you and stop fucking living it. Things can only be painful if you don't accept them. Things can only keep continuing to hurt you if you don't accept them. Things can only even affect you if you don't accept them. Because right now, what problems do you have? Right now, I'm literally sitting at this creek watching the water flow. I hear the birds chirping. I'm making this beautiful video for you all. What problems do I have right now? My abusive exes, my abusive father, eating disorders, depression, anxiety. What? All of that existed in the past. What problems do you have right now? Maybe you don't have any money right now. Maybe you just lost your job. Whatever the fuck happened to you. How is that a problem right now? That was a problem of the past. And you're worried that it might be a problem in the future, but you're only going to create that problem if you're so worried about it. There are so many solutions to everything. There are infinite possibilities. You're thinking so small because you want to validate this awful future that you've written for yourself. You get to write a new future at any point in time. You're creating that future right now. So you so worried about it, lacking about it so much, you're creating that horrible future that you're so worried about. But if you want to create a beautiful, optimistic future, focus on the right now, figure out what you can do right now, be as happy as possible right now, And that is the future you're going to... My phone actually just ran out of storage, so I'm going to end this. But the future you create is created in the now. So if you can just accept things, stop letting it affect you so deeply, stop identifying with everything, especially negative things, you can create the future of your fucking dreams. I have a book about this. I sell it on my site that I'll link it right here. It is about erasing the limiting beliefs and getting back to the real you so you can manifest the life, the future of your dreams. I'm also in the process of writing a book about the universe and the flow of the universe and a workbook. So if you want to keep up with that, please subscribe. Please check out the site. I really love y'all so much. This is my purpose. Y'all are everything. We are everything. And we already know this, but I'm really so appreciative of you. Please, for your sake, for my sake, for the world's sake, because we fucking need you. Let go of the past. Let go of the fake future that you've created from the past. And build the life that you deserve to fucking live. The universe got you. Whatever you want to do, whatever life you want to live, the universe is going to make it happen. The universe is going to make it happen. It will support you in anything you want to do in life, because what's meant for you will never fucking miss you. But it can't stop you from recreating your own pain, from seeing your own pain, from creating a life of misery. And it just did it again, so I'm going to get off of here. I love you so much. Goodbye, beautiful.